Let's talk about Nvidia because shares, they're a bit flat today, but coming off a massive rally last week, the stock surging almost 19%, its best weekly gain in over a year, snapping a 5-week losing streak. Now, the next big test for the stock, it's going to be its earnings report next week. We want to bring in our very own Dan Howley, who is tracking that. And Dan, everyone's trying to figure out whether or not earnings are going to live up to the hype and whether or not it's going to be a catalyst for the stock. So what are you hearing?
Yeah, Shauna, it's going to be interesting because there's a few factors going on here. First is really kind of the ailing AI trade overall. And I say ailing in the sense that over the last month, companies like Microsoft, Amazon, and Google have seen their stock prices fall. They've recovered slightly from what they were last week, but they're still negative in that last month of trading. For Nvidia, as you said, the test comes when they report earnings, and the issue really comes down to the expectations and how it's outperformed in prior quarters. So just give you a sense, we're looking at a potential 28.6 billion of revenue. That's what analysts were calling for as of last week. That would be a 112% year-over-year jump over the company's 13.5 billion they recorded in their fiscal Q2 2024. Their fiscal dates are a year ahead. In their most recent quarter, though, Nvidia reported 26 billion in revenue. That was a 262% year-over-year increase. So you see that difference between the 112 and the 262. The reason being is because they're just coming up against these difficult comps from when they really saw revenue start to explode. And the question has been when that starts to kind of come back down to earth. I mean, obviously 112% year-over-year growth is massive, but I'm comparing it to that 262%. Some investors may start to think, well, is the ride over? And so I think that's something that's going to be kind of looked at pretty closely when it comes to the earnings this coming quarter. The 28th is when they're going to report. And then the other thing, obviously, is going to be what their outlook for the current quarter will be. What kind of growth are they expecting there? And those, I think, are going to be the two big things that customers watch. Also, any commentary on the Blackwell chips. The information reported that NVIDIA is having trouble getting them out the door. NVIDIA basically came out and said, we're on track to ramp production in the second half of 2024. And so that's more or less staying with what they've said in the past. So it'll be interesting to see if we get any kind of commentary there. But like I said, the main issue is going to be, will investors still be on board with that, again, slowing, but still massive growth that they're seeing?
All right, Howley, we're going to wait and see what we hear from NVIDIA next week. Certainly a lot riding on that report. Howley, thanks so much.